What's up, y'all? It's GC Kinsey, here to show you how I get into the makeup for my drag version of Thor. I'm starting with a glue stick and some Mehron CreamBlend stick foundation in white to cover my eyebrows. And this is how I always start my drag makeup, so I get a nice blank canvas for my face. There's a more detailed step-by-step explanation of how to do this in my Drag Queen Basics tutorial if you want to check that out. But basically I'm just getting the hairs covered with glue, smoothing them down with a spoolie, letting it dry, and then applying as many more coats as I need to get a nice smooth surface. For me that takes about 3 or 4 coats, your mileage may vary. Once my brows are fully glued down, I'm coming back in with that white theatrical foundation, and I'm using a Q-tip to dab it over the hairs to help conceal them. My brows are a relatively light shade of brown, so I don't have to use a red or orange color corrector to cancel them out. The theatrical foundation in white does the job by itself. And then I'm just finishing the covered brow by blending the edges of that foundation out with a makeup sponge. Now I'm going in with another Mehron CreamBlend stick in a shade that matches my skin for my base foundation. And when I say matches my skin, this color is actually matched to my neck and chest more so than my face, which tends to get pretty pink or even red, so the foundation looks lighter than my face, but what that does is it helps blend the face into my neck and gives my skin an even tone all over. So I'm just tapping that foundation in with a makeup sponge until it's all blended out. Next I'm going back in with that same white Mehron CreamBlend stick I used for my brows, and I'm loading up a sponge with it and using it to lay a highlight down on top of my base foundation. And that highlight goes first onto my cheeks in the area right underneath the eyes. Then I'm highlighting my forehead, and I do make a broader highlight here to make my forehead look as square as I wish it was. Onto the chin, the jaw, and finally the nose. And once that's done, I'm going in with some NYX Mineral Matte Finishing Powder in their light medium shade to set all that cream. Now it's time to contour, and for that I'm using the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro palette in these 2 shades. And I'm cutting myself a nice square cheekbone. You're gonna see most drag queens cut a diagonal cheekbone, but because I was assigned female at birth, I have to do some adjustments to my features to make myself look like the dude that I am in drag. I might be able to skip this step once tea has a chance to do its thing, who knows, but for now I'm basically contouring myself a more masculine face that I can then put my drag makeup on top of. When my cheekbones are done, I blend them out with setting powder, and then I contour underneath my jaw, down onto my neck, my chin, my forehead, and you can see how my forehead contouring is working to accentuate that square highlight from earlier. And then once again, just using my setting powder to blend. Now I'm highlighting my jaw again with that white theatrical foundation just to make sure it really stands out from the contour. And then just blending that in as well. And next is my nose contour. Once again, I do this differently from most other drag queens in that I'm more focused on defining my nose and making it stand out than trying to create an illusion of a tiny chiseled nose. I'm actually contributing to that masculinizing contour even further here by connecting the bridge of my nose to my inner eye area. And just like with the rest of the contour, once I'm done with the nose, I'm using some setting powder to blend. Next is blush, and I'm using the LA Girl Blushed Babe blush palette in these two shades. And unlike my contour, I am applying this at that classic upswept angle because this is what gives the impression of makeup being applied on top of those more masculine square cheekbones. I love that this palette is highly pigmented because that rich pop of color it gives makes it perfect for drag. Now it's time to lay down the base for my glitter beard, and to do that I need some hairspray and CoverGirl Supersize Fibers mascara, except the wand it comes with is crap, so I'm swapping out a Maybelline wand. I'm sucking in my lips to protect them while I spray the entire lower half of my face with the hairspray, and what this does is get the peach fuzz sticky enough for the fiber mascara to cling to. So I'm just going in with that mascara and using little upward flicking motions to coat that peach fuzz I have on my face. I have another video that gives an in-depth explanation on how to apply a mascara beard, so feel free to check that one out. But two things I'll also mention here. One is that it really is important to use a fiber mascara, not just any regular mascara, because fiber mascara is designed to add length and thickness to your lashes, and it's going to do the same thing to your peach fuzz. And that really helps give your beard stubble some texture and dimension. And two is the contour. You may be wondering why I did all of that cheekbone and jawline contour if I'm just going to cover it up with a beard. But without that contour underneath, I would be serving bearded lady, and that's not what I'm going for here. Like I said earlier, I want to look like the dude I am when I'm in drag. And because I'm going to have drag makeup on my eyes later, it is even more important to balance that out with as masculine a jawline as possible underneath my beard. I also want to talk about why I'm doing this mascara layer for a glitter beard instead of just going straight in with the glitter, and that's because it looks more realistic. That dimension that the mascara gives the peach fuzz really helps the glitter look like it's embedded in real beard scruff. And yes, it is time consuming to do this mascara step, but it's really important in how the final look comes together. Hopefully one day I can just use the facial hair that I grow for this, but for right now, mascara is the next best thing. And when you do a mascara beard, don't skip the underside of your jaw. That's the real key to looking like you have a naturally growing beard instead of a makeup one. And here we have our finished beard base, so now it's time to glitter this up. I'm using NYX Glitter Primer and Eco Stardust Glitter in gold. And I'm first dabbing the primer onto a small section of the beard using a makeup sponge. Then I'm tapping the glitter into that primer using my fingertip. And you can use a brush or a Q-tip for this if you don't want to touch your face or if you're doing a glitter beard on somebody else. I just do it with my fingertip because the glitter clings to it better, so it helps make the whole process a little bit faster. So I'm just going to keep repeating this for each section of the beard until I have covered the whole thing. I really like Eco Stardust because their glitter is biodegradable, and it has a nicer texture than any of the glitter makeup I've ever worn before. It is very soft. It comes in a bunch of different colors and multicolored blends, and you can get it in different sizes too, depending on whether you want a more fine cut glitter like I'm applying here or a really chunky glitter. They are based out of the UK, so if you don't live there, you're going to be paying some international shipping, but for me it's worth it. So at this point it may look like the glitter beard is done, but just like with the mascara, you can't skip the underside of the jaw with your glitter. Now I'm going back in and checking for any spots I missed. And here is our finished glitter beard. Just look at that sparkle and shine. Now it's time for the rest of our drag makeup, starting with brows, and for that I'm using a Boutique Defining Brow Pencil in Auburn, which is a nice light brown shade that's going to go well with Thor's gold beard and blonde wig. And I am first blocking out the shape, then filling it in. And for the other side, you know what we say in the drag world: sisters not twins, or brothers not twins, siblings not twins, however you want to gender your brows is up to you. But what matters is your brows don't need to look identical, they just need to look like they're related. Once I have them both laid down, I'm just going back in and evening them up. And now they're done. Next I'm going to do my eyeshadow using a NYX eye pencil in black to block out the shape, and a Maybelline Expert Wear eyeshadow quad in this shade of black for the shadow. So I'm starting by drawing myself a new upper lash line with my eye pencil, and as you can see, it's well above my natural lash line all the way up into my crease. But this is drag, so I'm making my lash line ginormous. And I'm doing the same thing on the other side. Then I'm coming in with my eyeshadow and dabbing that on in the outer corners, following the edge of that new lash line and blending it out as I work my way up. For a standard beauty makeup, this eyeshadow would mostly be on the outer half of my eyelids, extending a little bit past my crease. But in drag, it goes all the way up toward those eyebrows I covered up at the beginning. So I'm just creating a much bigger and bolder eye. One last check to make sure they're even. And then this eyeshadow is complete. Now I'm using more of the NYX Glitter Primer and more Eco Stardust glitter, this time in silver. And I'm using a Q-tip to dab the primer onto the highlight area between the eyeshadow and the brow. Then I'm tapping that glitter into the primer. And this is going to give the eyes a bold, flashy look that you can see from miles away, which is exactly what we want for drag. Then I'm just repeating that same process on the other side. Now it's time for eyeliner, and I'm going in with the ELF Cosmetics Expert Liquid Liner in Jet Black and filling in that upper lash line area that I blocked out earlier with my eye pencil. This is going to give me some nice color contrast on the eyes, with a gradient going from the silver glitter to the charcoal gray of the eyeshadow to a nice bold black lash line. And now I'm repeating that on my other eye, and you can see how I'm using the liquid liner not only to fill in that lash line shape, but also to refine it. For my lower lash line, I'm using 4 different eyeliners, NYX eye pencils in white and black, followed by NYX liquid liner in white and the same black ELF liquid liner we used on top. And just like with the upper lash line, I'm using the pencils first to block out the shape. Starting with a white highlight, followed by a black lash line. Then I'm going back over each color with the matching liquid liner. And once again, really refining the shape of that lash line. So now that those lash lines are laid down, it's time for lashes. I'm using a pair of Kiss Lash Strip Glossy Lashes on the bottom and a second pair stacked onto a pair of 301s on top. And I chose these because Chris Hemsworth has absolutely next level eyelashes. Seriously, look out for that the next time you watch one of the Thor films. So I wanted to do the drag equivalent of that. Once my lashes are in place, I'm just using a bit of black mascara to blend my real ones in with them, and boom, we are done. Last but not least is lips, and I'm using 2 different shades of red liquid lipsticks from NYX to do this. First I'm going in with a liquid suede cream lipstick in Kitten Heels, which is a nice bright classic shade of red, and I'm just using that to coat my lips and refine their shape. Then I'm contouring the outer edges of my lower lip and adding a second coat to my upper lip using the soft matte lip cream in Copenhagen, which is more of a burgundy red, and blending with a Q-tip to finish. So now that our face is finally done, it's time to get in drag. If you have any questions about my process, feel free to drop a comment below, and if you try this makeup yourself, I would absolutely love to see photos. You can reach out to me here on YouTube or on other social media. I am GC Kinsey across all platforms. And while you're here, feel free to check out some of my other videos. I have more makeup demos and tutorials like this one, along with cosplay music videos, vlogs about my experiences as a queer person, pre-testosterone voice recordings, and more right here on this channel. So make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss anything new. I hope you enjoyed this one and picked up some new drag techniques. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.